Power plant, cooling system. Objectives. After completing this section, you will get familiar with cooling system and cooling system troubleshooting. Cooling system. The Austro engine E4A has a water-based cooling system. The coolant is a mixture of distilled water and antifreeze. The cooling system consists of 3 circuits: the small cooling circuit, the bypass circuit, and the large cooling circuit, also known as the long cooling circuit. When the cooling temperature is below 80 degrees Celsius, only the small circuit is active. This is done when the thermostatic valve closes the circuit, so that the coolant flows back to the engine, through the water pump. The coolant flows through the engine heat exchanger to the water pump and back to the engine, makes up the bypass circuit. The bypass circuit is always active. The large cooling circuit starts operating when the temperature reaches 80 degrees Celsius and is fully open at 95 degrees Celsius. At this temperature, the coolant is passed through the thermostatic valve and the radiator, located below the engine mount. Then the coolant goes back to the engine, through the water pump. Additionally, the cooling system supports the cabin heat system, as the coolant flows through the cabin heat exchanger. This circuit works regardless of the coolant temperature. The expansion tank regulates the pressure level. As the temperature of the coolant changes, so does the pressure. The system is protected against overpressure by the pressure relief valve. The coolant temperature is monitored in the cockpit by the integrated cockpit system and displayed on the main engine display. These temperature readings are given by the temperature sensor, located at the engine coolant outlet, which is connected to the engine control unit. Cooling system troubleshooting. The coolant level is monitored from the cockpit by a blinking caution light. The coolant level sensor installed in the coolant tank operates the water level caution light. It appears on the screen as cool level when the coolant level is low. A coolant leak can be detected during the visual inspection of the engine. Since the color of the coolant is usually blue, it is easy to be noticed. Caution. If the coolant level is low, the reason must be determined, and the problem must be solved by authorized personnel. Warning. During normal operation, the engine should not consume coolant. Any coolant loss must be investigated before further operation of the engine. Operating the engine with a faulty cooling system can damage the engine. Summary. With this section, you got familiar with cooling system and cooling system troubleshooting.